Yo, we got an issue. I think I kinda miss you, but kinda I mean a lot. I wanted to continue be an editor, make it a reissue. I'm not crying yet, so I don't need the tissue. I got love that I just wanna give to you. If you hold me more, I'ma try to kiss you. I don't wanna be under this umbrella. I'm just a fella who wants to weller. I want you, you all the time. I don't wanna lose. What we have is fine. What we have here is better than gold. I hope that you know that I'll never let go. Never let you go. Yeah. Cause our love is an armor vest that I wear around just like Superman, making sure I protect my lower sign. We can chill around, hey, smoke Mary J. Go and hit play, let's say, can we play? Cause we can watch this love grow, you know. What we have here is better than gold. I hope that you know that I'll never let go. Never let you go. Her kisses taste so perfectly, and honestly, I know that she's into me. So need be, I'll get down on one knee. I'm nervous as fuck, but she's all after a while, we'll have our own family, create our own story, write a history. I can't wait to have a little one. I make sure that I'm the number one. I said there so you can expect some, cause one ain't enough to give away my whole love. And all this love, is lifting us up, lifting us up. What we have here is better than gold. Yes it is. I hope that you know that I'll never let go. Never let go. Never let you go. I got a love I wanna give to you. I wanna hold it forever, wrap it up with a bow and paper. You're a golden star that will shine forever. You're so clever, cook up what you like after work for dinner. You'll say, hey mister, then I'll kiss ya. I close my eyes, I already miss her. One day I'll be a Mrs. and Mister. What we have here is better than gold. I hope that you know that I'll never let go. Never let you go.
These winds don't seem to push me anymore. Our arms are wide open while we laugh out on the floor. We can forget who we are in this time so cold. We could gaze up at the stars and feel the wind on our nose. We could get lost forever. Oh, we belong together. If I was lost at sea, you'd be my light that would guide me home. If I was lost somewhere outside, you would stop until we were close. Oh, when the leaves fall down, we keep each other warm. Cause this small town we live in the north, it gets pretty cold. fall down, I will pick you up. If we fall apart, I'll put the pieces back apart. If we fall down, I will lift us up. Smell of the autumn leaves in the cold, it has a different feel. It used to bring me down, now it just warms my heart. And the raindrops on the pavement, while everyone else sees where we run under the streetlights and dance under the rain. Till next time, I will see you then. You fall down, 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 down. You fall down, I will be. You fall down, 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 down. You fall down, I will be. You fall down, 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 down. You fall down, I will be. You fall down, down, down. You fall down, I will be. You fall down, 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 down. You fall down, I will be. You fall down, 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 down. You fall down, I will be. You fall down, 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 down. You fall down, I will be. Lost in this moment here with you. The way you look in this room, we go round and around and around and around our heads. We can go and we go and we go till someone says, honey, I want you forever. You're the best thing, you're my treasure. No matter what we're doing, there's no pressure. You make it so it's better weather. Oh, we go round and around and around and around our heads. And we go and we go and we go till someone says, let the stars just shine on through. Try to light up this still moon. Kill the skies with your perfume as we stare up at the moon. When we stand up, we're dazed. Love like this doesn't fade. You tell me to stay, make it just another better day. I will run, I will run, I will run to you. It feels like I might fall through. I know if I fall, you'll catch me. Surrender my heart into the deep sea. If I have a trouble, I know that you will understand me. Let the stars just shine on through. Try to light up this still moon. Hear the stars with your perfume as we gaze up at the moon. Ooh. it's alcohol. Drunk in love like it's alcohol. Ooh. Drunk in love like it's alcohol. Ooh. Drunk in love like it's alcohol. Ooh. Drunk in love like it's alcohol. Yeah.
All right. All right, let's get into it, shall we? It is that. Oh, wait, I need the ukulele. I need the ukulele. Hold on to your seats, my friends. Hold on to your seats. Let me just fix that a bit. Then we should be good to go. Oh, too high. As always. How are y'all doing today? I hope you're all having a good one. It is a beautiful Wednesday. It is slowly starting to glow on the East Coast. And it's that time. Let's get into it. Well, I'm bored as shit, got nothing to do during this quarantine time. So I might as well just sit in my house and make a small podcast. Hey, it's a podcast time. There we go. All right. I'll just put that here for now. I should have like a little stand right here I put during my podcasts. But I hope you all are having a good one, good day, good week so far. It's, like I said, it's Wednesday. What to talk about? It's been a hell of a week. So my album's out. For those of you that don't know, it's getting ready to be released. Starting this Sunday, you'll be able to pre-order it, and it's going to be available on June 1st. So 30 songs on there. That's a lot. It was a lot to do. It was over 2,000 hours work. Over 2 years work of material. So I'm really happy to have it out for you guys. And yeah, this week I was on a radio show. It's going to be, I'll be linking all that stuff probably in the comments or something like that. But it was really fun. It was my first time ever being on a radio show. I'm kind of like a hermit crab because I have been playing professionally for 7 years. So it's weird that I've never been on a radio show. It's just not my, that's like the last thing I think about, I guess. I'm more about making the music and the business side of it. Those are like the two things I'm doing. And the radio is just, I don't know. It's something I should have been getting into a long time ago. So it was really fun. I was kind of like how I am with you guys on the live streams, Goofy and myself. I got to play some songs, which is really cool. So I'm really excited that I get to be able to show that with you guys. I talked about the album. Some scoops on that. I talked about some funny stories. Yeah, it kind of turned into a story time podcast. It was really cool. So that was really fun. And that'll be airing tomorrow. So it was recorded yesterday, and it's gonna be available for all you YouTube people tomorrow. So like I said, once that's out, I'll make sure to put the link in the description for you guys, of course. I found my phone, by the way. I just found my phone recently. I know in my last podcast I lost my phone, and in the podcast I was kind of lost. You know, if I didn't have a cat, that would scare me. That would scare the bejesus out of me. Do you need to use the... Hey, Fluff, do you want to show your debut to the people? Let me move my stuff. Actually, let me take a momento break. Just por favor, excusez-moi. My cat's probably gotta take a dumpers, so let me just do all this stuff really quick. Let's see, mute that, and we'll go to the logo, and we'll shut the camera off for a second. Do you need to take a poopers, my bud? No? You want love? Come here. Max, oh Max. Alright. You can chill. You can chill for a bit. So currently I have my cat on my lap. Ow. Yes, he's a big cat. So he's going to be chilling with me for a little bit. If you hear a little purring, that's him. He's a purr machine. I feel like Dr. Evil right now. Hello, Mr. Bigglesworth. Is that his cat's name? Mr. Bigglesworth? Call him Mr. Bigglesworth. I'm pretty sure that's it. But so yeah, in the last week's podcast, I had lost my phone, and I was super lost. I didn't know what to do, and now I found it, and I have all my stories here that I have listed. So I'm just gonna turn out this microphone just in case if you guys cannot hear me. I hope you guys can hear me. Make sure I have myself unmuted. Yeah, radio station was yesterday, so that was really fun. I have some gigs coming up too this weekend. I'm going to be playing at Stripe 9. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to be getting into Tumble Down on Sunday, so that's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun. You know, it's one thing I did want to talk about is for all my musician friends, it's kind of, you know, one thing I do want to start doing is more Ableton Live tutorials. That's probably something I'm going to start doing more of, and you're probably going to see me making more of those kind of videos, because I've really, for those of you that don't know, Ableton Live, I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it. It's like absolutely what I'm obsessed with. And I don't know, I want to talk about the versatility of getting into a DAW, of your own recording software, and able to, and if you're a singer-songwriter, the power to do your own stuff. It's just nuts. It's just absolutely nuts what you can do. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? I'll talk about my busking, because that was something we talked about on the radio show. And you know, I feel like I never really talked about it with my lunatic fans. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Correct me if I'm wrong. But when I was a kid, I used to go to this doctor in Newburyport, Massachusetts, and I fell in love with the town. There's my cat. There he is. I remember my dad and we used to walk around and just kind of chill around, and go into the restaurants. Like the Grog I'm name dropping the Grog because that place is awesome. I love the Grog, and always used to go there and just have a good time. And when I was 16, I think it was when I was 16, I just bought my own guitar. I got my own guitar. My dad had got me, and I'd been practicing it for a while. And for those of you that don't know, when my dad had bought me my first guitar, it was not a left-handed guitar. It was a left-handed guitar. The one I was practicing on with my friend was a right-handed guitar. So I learned how to play right-handed. And when I got in this guitar that my dad gave me, it was left-handed. So I just retaught myself. And I don't know why I did it, but I just retaught myself. And what it ended up happening was, after I started practicing so much, I would go to Newburyport. I would drive down by myself in my car, in my Jeep. And I'd street perform. I'd street perform like crazy. Before that, I would take the bus. Before I could drive, I would get to Exeter, and I'd take the train. The bus. Yeah, the bus. I take the bus going from Exeter down to Newburyport, down to Mass. I just hopped buses. That's all I remember doing. I just remember hopping buses like a bastard. Street performing is a really cool way to get into music. It's a good way to express yourself. If you're ever interested in music and you want to start performing it, besides open mics, start street performing. I get it if you're, if you're, there's a certain age where you can kind of get away with it. I think after a while it kind of gets weird. But you keep doing it. I still do it. Just because it's like a fond memory of mine, if that makes sense. There's people that do busking for all sorts of reasons. Tight on money, loose, homeless, and that's their skill. That's people live off that sort of stuff. Some people live off of their busking. For me, it was just an outlet. It was my way of, and I said this on the radio show. It was like at the time there was no places I could go to that I could play at because I was too young. So I would just street perform, and that's how I was able to polish my. I would say I would polish my performing really well. There's a lot of stories that happen when you street perform because I did it a lot. I used to skip school. I had switched my mom's number with my phone number. And sorry, this cat, he's very lovey. Very lovey today. He's such a needy cat. Should I be talking about this cat? Maybe I should be. Should we tell him the story of how he got you? Should we tell him the story? Huh? What do you want to tell the people? What do you want to tell the people of the world? Huh? The microphone's like right in his face. But yeah, the story of how we got Max. This is my cat Max. He's a Maine Coon. Not full Maine Coon, but he's a big chunk of Maine Coon. We actually just measured him the other day, and he's over 32 inches long. That's from tip of the nose to the tip of the tail. He's over 32 inches. He's a big kitty. He's a big boy. And he is on a diet too, but he's just a big love. That's what he is. I wish I could turn the camera down a little more so you guys could see him, but if I did, he'd probably always get up. And I don't want to ruin this moment because it's not many times he literally just plopped on my lap. So I was like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna have you on the show today, But we got him I was a sophomore. I just left school, living on my own. And what's that on your chin? A little clump of hair. And Christina, my fiance, was a freshman at the time, and we were both kind of just like living with each other. And her friend was like, you know what we should do? We should try to find like her friend in particular wanted to find a cat. She wanted to find a cat, and she looked on Craigslist, and I remember she was looking like constantly looking. And one day she found this Craigslist ad for this woman in the middle of nowhere, Maine, selling these cats. And she was like, "We have to go. What are you doing? This is our moment. We can get it. I can get a cat." I think she asked if we could drive her because we were the only ones with a car. And we're like, "Yeah, sure." So we go up, make a day out of it. We drive to Maine. It was a good time. And we go to this woman's house, and there is a big barn. She has this big barn, and in the barn is this bucket of these kittens. They're legit kittens, like there's orange ones, and now that I have my cat, I know what kind of breeds there are. But before then, I just knew there's an orange cat, there's a brown cat, a white cat, black cat, whatever. And there was Mr. Max, just cute as can be, just kind of chilling. He was just chilling. And, oh my God, my heart melted. My heart melted, guys. Oh my Lord. Like I said, we were there to get a cat for my friend, not for me or for us. But we saw this little nugget, and we couldn't resist it. He's a love. So at the time, he was too young to be picked up. You were too little. So we waited like a couple weeks, and then we went back and got him. Paid the woman, I think it was like $20 or $40, something like that. And then we just took him home, got his You know, we took him to a pet store, a local pet store at the time in a college town, and we remember like he could literally fit in like the palm of your hand. It was so cute. And now he can barely fit on my lap. Like if I scoot back a little, he's a big cat. He's a big cat. But yeah, this is yeah. We had none of the stuff to have a cat, so we had to buy all the stuff and do all that. And but we trained him really well. I mean, he's super smart. He's honestly, I've never seen a cat this smart as him. I know some people probably say that, but he's like a dog. If you whistle, he'll respond to a whistle. He likes to play with his toys. He loves his toys. He carries his toys around with him everywhere he goes. He's not vocal, though. He's very quiet. He will meow at you if he wants food or something. But most of the times, if he wants something, he'll just love the crap out of you, like he's doing right now with me. Yep. That's our cat. He's a super... It's funny because my mom had to watch him for a while. And she was like, your cat's intimidating. He's a big cat. He's a big boy. And I was like, no, he's a love. He's a love. All he wants to do is love people. And luckily, that's all he gets. He gets all the love from us. Comment below if you guys have any cats or any pets that you guys love. I love animals. I've loved animals ever since I was a kid. I love dogs. There he goes. All right. So the moment has been gone. That's the end of our moment. As a cat owner, you know what I'm talking about. He's just going to go plop right there. That's what he's going to do. And we're back. Sorry for that interruption, my friends. Sorry for the interruption. Let's see if there's any comments going on. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, so that was a super random moment that you guys got to witness. But when you're a cat owner, you just have to accept those kind of things. You just kind of go with it. You got to do it. We were talking about street performing, though. I guess I should talk more about that. So when I was where was I? I used to have so many stories when I used to street perform. I know I said this in an earlier podcast that the one reason why I like to do the things I do is because it creates moments, it creates stories that you can carry with you for the rest of your life. It's not whether it's a fact I'm gonna, be a comedian or do this or do that. It's just for my own pure enjoyment, because it's like a real life TV show that that you get to live your own life, and it's really fun for me. I don't know, it's just really interesting. Sometimes it can work out, sometimes it can go really well, sometimes it can get really bad. So I don't recommend it, but it's definitely something that keeps me on my toes. And when I was young, I used to street perform all the time, and it was my favorite thing to do. And I don't do it as much as I do anymore, just because I'm constantly booking and doing stuff and doing my own business now, and so I don't have as much time to do that as much as I want to. I mean, if I had the time, I would still do it, but I just don't. But when I did, I loved the absolute bejesus out of it. It was just so much fun, because you meet random people, you have good interactions, you can see the goodness of people, and you can see the bad of people. It was a great eye-opener. It was a great life lesson. It was a good way to see how people responded to music. Especially if you're in a very popular town, it's a good thing to try out covers, because you're seeing the whole town and people will respond to a certain song, and if you're good at it, it will work well, if that makes sense. And you'll figure out, okay, well, this song doesn't work out, this song does, that, blah, 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 blah. So when you get ready for your first open mic night, you have your first kind of couple songs that you know what to play, Instead of, the way I look at it is like street performing, instead of practicing in your room, go practice on the street. Seriously. Because you're going to make money practicing. That's actually the best way to look at it. If you're to go practice on the street, because you'll make more money doing it, even if you suck. I mean, I would probably stay in home for when you do suck, but if not, just go outside and practice. the best remedy. And that's what I did. I guess I would say. And like I said earlier, I don't recommend doing this, but I used to skip school and do it all the time. It was really fun. And I used to make a surprising amount of money for a kid my age. My mom thought for a while I was like doing prostitution. But I mean, when you come home with a guitar case full of cash, it's kind of clear what's going on there. So that would be like the one giveaway. But I used to get early. I would get into my spot. I'd get there early in the morning, say like 8 on a Wednesday, and I'd walk around, kind of just enjoy the environment, because I really, when I was a kid, I was a smell the roses kind of guy. I would just kind of stop and smell. I'd take in the moment. Don't do that as much as I do either. Which I should, but I don't. Anyway, and after like 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'd probably set up. I'd find my area. I'd kind of sit down with my guitar case and kind of start warming up. And then after 10:30, I'd probably start playing. I'd play from 10:30 all the way to like 2 o'clock. And I'd probably get up, move, get like some food with the money I got. And then I would go to a different spot and play from like 2, like 3 to like 6. And then on a weekend, I would stay later, because people used to tell me you should stay on the weekends at nights, because all the drunks are walking home from the bars and stuff like that. So as a kid, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna do that. Absolutely, that's a genius idea. I'll play some Billy Joel. I'll play some Billy Joel, as everyone loves Billy Joel when they're drunk, so why not? And that's what I did. And it's kind of like Uber. That's a good way to do it. It's kind of like Uber. If you've ever done Uber or Lyft, I did Uber or Lyft for a while. And when I did it, all I remember was people always used to tell me you should do it on the weekends, on the nights. And I was like, nah, I don't really want to do that. I don't. But there was one time I did, and my God, it was no joke. Like, it was night and day difference. Like, a couple $100 difference. It was insane. That's another thing too. If you're a musician, I would recommend doing that. Doing Uber and Lyft. It's really good money. It's easy. It's quick. Just clean your car. The reason why I stopped is because all my gear is in my car, and I live in the 3rd floor of my apartment. So every time I'd have to do Uber and Lyft, I'd have to take all my gear out, bring it all the way upstairs. I'd have to clean out my car. Do it at rinse, repeat. Go to my gig, bring all my equipment down. If I wanted to do Uber after, I'd have to clean up my, so it was just it was very, very, what's the word? Like, it just was way too much energy, way too much. So I just ended up stopping. And there was another incident too. This is a good thing to say, is that there was one time when I was driving for Uber or Lyft, one of the two, I forget which one it was. It was a late night time. It was really late, and I get the call that you get you get the app. This is how it happens. You get the app, and when someone alerts you for a drive, you get a ping, like a ping, and then you can accept it. And because if you're like close around, or you're not doing anything, you can accept it, or you can decline it if you're already doing something. So I accept it, and it's late. It was like my last drive. Like, I was literally driving home, and I just turned around on the exit, and I just went to go pick up this person, and it was these two chicks, and they were way past the intoxicated level. Like, they're not even making sense. And they were asking me for the aux cable, and I didn't have one, because my car uses Bluetooth. So they were asking me to connect to my car, but I can't, because I have to stop when you want to connect it. And it's just better if I just drive you. I can just tell me what you want to play. And, I'm just trying to make them do whatever I can to get them to be quiet, because they're not making sense. And they also reek of alcohol, which I get that. I've been there. So, and I don't judge, man. I've been there. I've been in these situations. I know what it's like. I wouldn't have done what they necessarily did, but I get it. We're all different. So I started playing. I forget what song it was. I think it was like a Katy Perry song or something. I forget what it was. It was one of these songs. No, it was Doja Cat. It was Doja Cat. This was right when Doja Cat was coming out, and I remember being like, "This song's weird. This song's different." And out of nowhere, I just remember smelling throw up, because the music was kind of loud. Like I had it cranked, because I'm just trying to get them. And out of nowhere, I'm like, whoa, what smells? And I look back, and there's a girl holding her hand, and she's literally like throwing up in her hand in the backseat of my car. So I'm like, good Jesus, oh my God. So I pull over, and she just gets out, and she just kind of like lets it happen, gets back in my car. It's all in my car. It is horrible. It is horrible. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's okay. Let's just get you home. I have waters in the back seat. Feel free to have some waters. There should be some napkins, because I was that clutch driver that I'd have like waters, napkins, candy, my CDs, things like that. And so they kind of clean themselves up. They drink some water. I drop them off, and that was it. I just drove home, and I remember like getting into my apartment, just being like, this was it. This was the last straw. And as I'm doing it, I'm grabbing all my cleaning supplies, because I don't want it to sit, that's just horrible. There was this one time when I was a kid, and that's why I'm gonna be real with you. There's this fly, and it's gonna drive me fucking bonkers. Gotcha. Haha. Anyway, there was this time when I was a kid. I'm not gonna say what age, but I was young. I'll give you a ballpark, maybe like 18, 19. And it was like a typical high school party, but it was like an out of town high school party. So it was like the next town over, which is really cool. Like my friend knew them, and we were staying at their friend's house, and all of our parents thought we were staying at this other kid's. It was literally like a typical thing. So typical like high school thing. So we all go to the next town over, and we go to this party, and it was awesome. It was so cool, because there was all these like older kids there, and they're all like, they look just like they're all going to college and just like having the best time of their life, and we definitely wanted to be a part of that. So we were living it up. We were having a great time. People used to say to us like, "Oh, if anyone asks what school you're going to, say UNH." I remember that always being like the go-to thing. And it was really fun, and I don't remember too much of it, but the only thing that I do remember was I drank way too much. It was like the first time I really drank, and I got so sick that I got into I think it was either my car or my friend's car at the time, and this was bad. And I just remember was being so embarrassed, because I didn't know where to puke, that I just sat in the back seat of either my car or their car, and I just puked. And it was bad. It was really humiliating. And like, but I was look, you can't judge things like that, because we all have been through things like that. So you just got to accept it and kind of move on, look back and be like, you look back at it and be like, yep, that was a dumb thing. I definitely will never do that again. Because if you do boot and rally, you just boot and rally outside, or in the bushes or something like that, in the toilet, in the sink, somewhere where it's disposable, not somewhere where it's furniture, somewhere it's where you have to wash it after. That's not the place you want to do it. Okay. This was a very interesting podcast today. This was a very left turn and right turn. I will definitely promise you that next week is probably going to be a little bit more, not scripted, but more to a T of what I want to do. I just been so kind of scatterbrained now that my album's done. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm already working on another one. But it's only gonna be like a 15-song album, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not saying this is gonna be another album. I don't know. But I just know I'm working constantly, and I'm making new songs every day. Yesterday I wrote 3 new songs back to back, and they are fuego. So yeah, it's definitely some of my better work, and I'm really excited to be showing it to you all. And lastly, I know I said this in the beginning, but you guys can check out my album on May 1st. You guys can pre-order it and do all that stuff. It's going to be available on June 1st, 2022, and it's going to be available on all platforms, and that's 30 songs. Like, you're not going to want to miss out on these songs. There's songs that you've heard at my shows. Some of them are the ones that I posted on YouTube. They're just the songs that I finally wanted to release and put out there, and you get also like 20 plus brand new songs. So it's really exciting. So definitely check it out. If you guys like these types of videos, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Don't be shy, just comment. I love reading them. It's enjoyment. It's a good, like a pat on the back for me, and it's a good way to, for us to, to get to know each other. I don't know what to say to that. Like, it's a good way to know, like, oh, you're watching this. That's cool. Like we connect. You know what I mean? That's a better way to say it. The first way I said it sounded a little fucking creepy. But anyway, I'm gonna end this podcast today. I hope you guys have a good one, and stay chill. The week is almost over. You got this. Just take a deep breath, compose yourself, have a good one. Oh yeah, and later on tonight at 5 o'clock, I'll be doing my typical live stream, so check that out. Live music, good stuff.